civilians who sat on the roads guarding the disputed Serbia-Kosovo border crossing. Serbs set up the barricades in July to stop Kosovo from extending its control over the part of the country populated mostly by ethnic Serbians. RT's Maria Finosh reports now on the continuing standoff.
As months of tension between Serbs and ethnic Albanian Kosovars continue, roads in northern Kosovo remain closed. For some, Serbs are fortifying their barricades and see themselves again as victims of history. This cartoon reads, "We defeated your granddad, we defeated your fathers, we'll win again." Local Serbs compare the NATO-led peacekeeping force in Kosovo, KFOR, with the fascist occupiers of the past.
Why do they think that they can come and take our land? Serbia is our home. We don't want to live in Albania.
Look how they armed.
We have nothing but flag and faith in God.
Some 200 meters away, NATO KFOR soldiers keep watching.
I would prefer a peaceful solution by talks, by an agreement, which I did always in the last weeks. But if that is not to be reached, I have to be on my own. I have to fall back on my own means. Some of them are behind me.
No surprise, the general's own means are military ones.
The status quo in northern Kosovo remains. The standoff between KFOR soldiers and local Serb civilians is no closer to resolution, but people from both sides of the barricades are glad to avoid any further violence. But away from media glare, hostility is commonplace.
This 23-year-old Serbian man was with his father when he was shot dead just 3 weeks ago, visiting an Albanian village in Kosovo's south, where Serbs, a minority, living in tiny enclaves.
I was waiting for him in a car. I saw him coming out of the Albanian cafeteria. Then I heard 2 gunshots and my dad fall down. I rushed to him, but I was late. He died immediately. I didn't even say goodbye to him.
Dobrivoje shows us his wounds. He was shot when his father's killers tried to eliminate the only witness.
I will never return to that place. They'll chase me. I'm worrying about my family and myself.
In a separate incident just last week, another unarmed Serb was killed in a confrontation with a local. These 2 men, together with their friend Miodrag, the father of the big family, went to see what used to be Serb land, now owned by ethnic Albanians, since Serbs fled after NATO's 1999 bombing of Yugoslavia. They were stopped by the new occupier.
We talked for 5 minutes. Then he said he needed to come back to his car to take his cell phone, but came back instead with a Kalashnikov. "Do you want your land back?" he shouted and started firing at us. Miodrag was killed at the scene.
The men who just lost their friend say there is only one reason he was killed.
That's just because we are Serbs, period.
11 years after the end of major conflict here, and despite the presence of international peacekeepers, violence seems to be still part of everyday life for some in this troubled breakaway province. And there is little sign that's likely to change. Maria Finosh, Kosovo.
Tony Blair has been engaged for a hefty fee to help Kazakhstan improve its image in the West. Mr. Blair will reportedly be paid $12.5 million for his services by the former Soviet Republic. Political analyst Jim Brand says the former British Prime Minister has been keen to capitalise on his political career.